Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, I'm starting a new series called Tarot Therapy, which is basically where we will be looking into any type of triggers, shadow work, and things of that sort that you might need some clarity on, or that you might need to, purge. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this once a week, and I do have to give this disclaimer that this is not professional advice. Like, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just naming it tarot therapy because I just figured that that name would be fitting for what we're going to be doing with the tarot cards. So yeah, and also I will be doing an extended video for this as well, and every time I do a tarot therapy video there will be an extended that goes along with it. So if you want more in-depth messages after you've watched this one, the link to the extended will be in the description box. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So basically the top row is going to be your energy, meaning things that you may need to examine on an individual level. And then the bottom row is going to be outside energy, meaning someone outside of you that is affecting you. And it doesn't have to be anyone romantic. It could be a family member, it could be friendships, it could be someone from your past that you're no longer speaking to, but their energy is still present because you're still needing to heal from them, or it could be someone who is presently in your life. So you're just gonna have to take it as it resonates. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and we're gonna start with you, which is the top row. Okay, so the first card out is the Revenge card. Okay, so this is a very heavy energy, and I feel like this is an emotion that you have been trying to suppress, and that's why it's coming up in this reading. So basically what I'm feeling is that there is a part of you that really wants revenge on someone. You feel very angry about the fact that they have hurt you, and it seems like they got no consequences for it whatsoever. And again, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner. This could be friends that have hurt you. This could be parents that have hurt you. This could be co-workers, an old boss, it could be anyone, but it's someone who has done you wrong and they have not faced justice for it. And because of that, there is this vengeful energy that has been sitting within. Like, you really feel like there's been no consequences, or there've been no justice. And I feel like this energy is being suppressed in you. It feels like this is an energy that you don't really want to acknowledge, which makes sense because, I mean, a lot of people would tell you like, oh, like being vengeful is not a good thing. You have to learn how to just let it go. And, we're in a society where people, they very much like to look unbothered. They like to appear unbothered. Someone hurts you. Oh, well, you should be able to dust it off and move forward. You should be able to be strong and just let it go. But not all of us operate like that. And I don't think that being vengeful or feeling the urge for revenge necessarily has to be a bad thing. Yes, it is something that we need to examine and eventually purge so that it doesn't become destructive. But initially, I don't think that it's a bad emotion to have. I think that actually the urge for revenge comes from a place of self-love, because you're aware that you did not deserve to be treated that way. You're aware that you deserve better. And so that anger from knowing that you deserve better, it can spiral into revenge. So it's not necessarily a bad emotion that you have to suppress. It's something that you can allow yourself to feel and come to the surface, and then you can shift it so that it doesn't become destructive. And also, I will say this, if you're someone who is vengeful at times, it could also come from a place of you being very big on justice. You like to see things being fair. You like to see things being balanced. You could be the type of person who, like, if you see someone being hurt, you want to help that person. You want to step in. You want to protect them. And naturally, if you are that way, like if it's in your nature to be that way, then you're going to feel the same way when something terrible is done to you. You're going to feel like this is not right. I want to see justice happen in this situation. You see, and that can snowball into this feeling of vengeance. So my point being that you don't have to feel ashamed that at times you feel this urge for revenge, or you feel vengeful, or you may be even wanting the person who hurt you. You may be wanting to see their life fall apart, and you might be thinking to yourself, I shouldn't be thinking that way. I shouldn't be feeling that way. But no, it's not a should or shouldn't be feeling that way. It just is what it is. Like, that's what you're feeling. That's your experience. And you have to honor what you're feeling at the time. And when you're able to honor what you're feeling and get to the root of what you're feeling, it's easier for you to hold space and compassion for yourself. And it's easier for you to shift this energy. You see what I'm saying? So I will also say that you also have a desire to feel safe. Throughout your life, you may have been constantly put in situations where you don't feel safe. And so now you really want a safe place. You want a safe space. And whenever someone hurts you and they get away with it, like they don't really face any consequences for it, you feel like it's taking away from your safety a bit more. You know, every time somebody betrays you and nothing bad happens to them, you feel less and less safe. And so, yeah, that is going to be very, it's gonna shake you up a bit, you know, having this sense of not being able to feel safe. And naturally, when we don't feel safe, what happens? We become defensive. We become angry in order to guard ourselves, in order to make ourselves feel more safe. So this feeling of vengeance, or being like wanting revenge, or wanting to see that person suffer, it could also be coming from a place of you wanting to feel safe. You see, and that's a natural human thing. Like, people enjoy when justice is served, because there's a sense of safety and balance in the world. We see right now with the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard court situation, lawsuit, a lot of people are happy that Amber Heard is getting exposed, because it makes people feel more safe. It makes people feel like, wow, when someone does harm or when someone's abusive, they are going to experience consequences. Justice will be served, and it makes everyone feel a bit safer in this world. So again, I don't think you have to feel ashamed of this energy of vengeance or feeling like you want revenge, because I don't think it's coming from a terrible place. And again, we are going to pull some cards to shift it so that it doesn't become destructive. Okay. And I say I don't want it to become destructive, because the other two cards that came out are the Three of Swords, or one of the other two cards that came out are the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords in reverse shows a heart chakra blockage. And that's where the destruction comes in at, because when we don't get to see that person experience their karma or experience consequences, it can actually cause our heart to close off a bit, you know. And again, that goes back to that feeling of, I don't feel safe. This person got away with hurting me. I'm not safe. I'm going to close myself off a little bit, you know. And that can become destructive, because it makes it so that you don't allow good people into your life. It can cause you to become very isolated. And a part of healing from betrayal and from being hurt is letting new people into your life. And so that's why this energy has to be examined and shifted, because you don't want that heart chakra blockage to prevent good people from coming into your life, because those good people are going to help you in your healing. You see, I also am seeing that, yeah, it's not just about people coming in. I'm hearing from Spirit that it's about blocking your blessings as well. Like, your blessings can easily get blocked when you have a heart chakra blockage, because you just don't allow good things in. You don't allow good energy into your life. Everything feels very stagnant. Everything feels very stuck. You could become fixated on that person and wanting to see them get their karma, or you could get lost in your head of, like, you know, revenge plots in your head, which is also a sign of trauma. If you have been traumatized by a person, you should definitely go and seek out professional help as well, because sometimes revenge fantasies, if they rev up a lot, that's a sign that this person has legitimately traumatized you. So that's something to take into consideration. But yeah, it's definitely a heart chakra blockage that's stopping positive energy and positive people from being able to come into your life, is what I'm seeing here. And then the next two cards, or the next card, is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is your energy. I feel like it's your intentions. Whenever you go into a situation, you go in with the intention of being loyal, of being dedicated, of just being, you know, trying to be the best person that you can be. And, unfortunately, it looks like other people who have come into your life, they did not have those intentions, or they did not appreciate the fact that you were a loyal and good person. And so naturally, it's going to cut deeper when they betray you. So it makes sense why you, again, would be feeling this energy of vengeance or wanting revenge, because you went in with positive and good intentions, and it's going to hurt that much more because you went in with good intentions, you know. I'm going to pull one more card. And that's why I wanted to do this tarot therapy um, series, because a lot of us have these dark, quote unquote, or negative emotions like vengeance and things of that sort that we never get a chance to actually sit and deal with, because everyone else will tell us that it's not good to feel that way. It's not good to think that way. So we'll just suppress it and suppress it and suppress it. And we'll never get down to the root of why we feel that way and, be able to meet our needs in order to shift these feelings and emotions. I'm gonna pull one more. The Two of Wands is here. The Five of Swords. Okay, so I feel like these cards are saying that you have the ability to give yourself justice. As cliche as that might sound, I know that that's not always what we want to hear. Like sometimes we just want to hear this person is going to get their karma, which is true. I feel like everyone is going to reap what they sow eventually. Anybody who's hurt you in any way, they will eventually get theirs. But sometimes we won't be able to see it. And that's because not everyone broadcasts when bad things happen to them. You know, you could go on this person's social media every single day and check to see if they got their karma, and they could be getting it right now as we speak behind the scenes, but you would just never know because of the fact that, maybe they just don't post it. Maybe they're just someone who keeps all of their L's private, so you could be thinking, oh my God, this person's life is great, and behind the scenes it's like karma being thrown full blast at them, and you would just never know. And so you will be stuck in a cycle of waiting and hoping, and your life will stand still. So I feel like these two cards are saying that you have the ability to give yourself justice. You have the ability to even out these scales on your own. And the way that you do that is by identifying how this person made you feel and taking the opposite of that feeling and embodying the opposite of that in order for you to balance out the scales. So for example, if this person made you feel worthless, the opposite of worthless would be worthy. What can you do in your life that would make you feel worthy? Would it be surrounding yourself with, good friends who care about you, who love you and respect you? If that's the answer, then you have to identify how to make that happen for yourself, how to create that in your life. Would feeling worthy mean you going after your dream career that you've always wanted and being successful in that career? Go ahead and start taking steps toward doing that. You see what I'm saying? There is a way for you to cultivate and create your own justice in your life. You first have to just identify how that person made you feel. For some of you, it could be that this person made you feel unloved. The opposite of unloved would be loved and lovable. What can you do in your life that will make you feel more loved and that will make you feel more lovable, and start going towards that? And the more you can embody this energy and surround yourself with this energy, you're going to start to feel the scales balance out, and it'll be in a way where you don't even have to worry about whether or not this person got their karma. It'll feel like they got their karma because your life will feel so balanced. You see, and I feel like this is the best type of justice because it puts the control completely in your hands. That's another thing about experiencing betrayal and feeling vengeful, is that you feel like it's not in your hands. Like you feel like all I can do is sit passively and wait for something bad to happen to them. Or some people even take it up a notch and they go and, play out the revenge plot themselves. Like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for them to get karma. I'm going to go and give them their karma. And that can get kind of messy as well, because we just never know how that's going to turn out. Depending on what your revenge plot is, things could get really, really messy. So I feel like this way of finding balance in your own life and creating that justice in your own life is the best way to go about it, because it is a way that puts things completely in your control and helps you to move forward. I hope that makes sense. This may require you to step outside of your comfort zone a bit, creating this, whatever it is in your life that you need to create for yourself to balance out your life. You may need to step outside of your comfort zone. You may have been stuck and stagnant in a certain space for a long time, and you may be called out of your comfort zone in order to create balance and justice in your life, is what I'm seeing. And also, I do feel like, again, this goes back to the message about safety and about how when you are feeling vengeful is usually you feeling unsafe. You feeling like, oh, people can do whatever they want and get away with it, and that makes me feel unsafe. So, in that case, there's a need for you to create a safe space for yourself within, like a safe space where you can always return whenever things like this happen or when you're not feeling safe. You're needing a safe space to call home, and that safe space is within, is what I'm seeing. I'm going to pull one more card. And when I say a safe space within, trying to figure out the best way to describe it. It's like when someone hurts you and then you're all alone, how do you speak to yourself? What does your internal voice sound like? Does it sound like very comforting? Does it sound very compassionate? Because if your inner voice is very comforting and compassionate, then you have a safe space inside of you. If your inner voice is like very critical, like, oh, you're so stupid, you should have known better than to let that person into your life, things of that sort, then you don't have a safe space inside of you. So creating a safe space within, due to like the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you treat yourself, that is going to help you to feel a bit more safe whenever you feel like your safety is threatened by people doing bad things to you or by them betraying you. So that's what I'm seeing. I pulled another card, but it's like repeat messages coming out. I hope that made sense, and I hope that would, that helps you a bit when it comes to shifting this energy of feeling vengeful. Again, it's nothing to feel ashamed of, and we'll get more into more messages, or more in-depth messages for that in the extended, but we're going to go ahead and look at your bottom row of cards now, which is your outside energy, people outside of you who will be affecting you the most. So the first card that came out is the Leo card. So this is someone outside of you who embodies Leo energy. They don't have to be a Leo though. They could just have the energy of a Leo. And what I'm feeling is that they could be someone who's very egotistical. Not saying that all Leos are egotistical. That's more of like the low vibration of Leo. But again, just bear with me. This person seems to be a bit egotistical, or they can be a bit prideful. I do feel like they can be a bit selfish or a bit self-centered, meaning that they do things without really thinking about other people. They do things for their own pleasure. They do things for their own ego, and how it affects another person really doesn't matter, is what I'm seeing here. So this gives me the energy of someone who might be like a cheater, like someone who they cheat because it boosts their ego, and they don't even think about the fact that their partner is going to be destroyed by them cheating. All they care about is like they're getting that ego boost and that validation from someone in the moment. It's like that sort of energy. This would be a very hurtful person to attach yourself to, or to be attached to in any way, because like I said, they will never take you into consideration. It'll be feed their ego first, and then oops, if it hurts you, my bad, like that sort of energy. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Like I said, it could be a family member, it could be a friend. It doesn't even have to be someone who's around you right now. This could be someone from your past, but I really don't like this energy. It's very self-centered. Let me pull one more. Okay, yeah, this is a person who you were in a cycle with for a while, whether it be present or past. This cycle is ongoing because the coffin card is here in the reverse. I mean, which makes sense because they wouldn't be showing up in your energy if, the cycle had closed out. Like if you think about anybody in your life who you're done with that cycle completely, they most likely will never show up in your tarot readings, because these tarot readings are usually for like energy that's not completely closed out yet, to help you shift it. So what I'm seeing is this is like an incomplete cycle, and this is one of those things where there's always an imbalance between you and this person. Like when they're up, you're down. When you're up, they're down. It's like this inconsistency, or this like push and pull with them. Like if this was a relationship of yours, this would be like when they are happy because they're out doing whatever they want to do, you're upset and sad because they're doing it at your expense. And then when you finally say, I've had enough, I'm going to go out and be happy and do what I want to do, now they're sad and they feel hurt. It's like it can never be a balanced thing, is what I'm seeing. It's like, it makes sense. It's like a karmic cycle. karmic cycles tend to be that way. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a parent. This could be a parent who is very ego driven, like a narcissistic parent, possibly. Everything is for show, everything is for their ego, and behind the scenes they are not giving you what you want or need emotionally. They're hurting you, they're inconsiderate, they're selfish. Yeah, this, like I said, take it how it resonates, but definitely not pleasant energy. Let me pull one more. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the person that you want revenge on, or you want to see this person get their karma. It doesn't have to be the same person, but it wouldn't shock me, because this person just seems very arrogant. And yeah, usually that is the type of person that you want to seek vengeance on, like that very arrogant person that does something to hurt you and kind of just doesn't care. The next two cards out are the Five of Cups in the reverse and the Judication card. So with the Five of Cups being here in the reverse, this is someone who also they don't tend to think too much about what they do, meaning that they take the stance of like, oh, whatever I did, it's someone else's fault, or it happened for a reason. Like they have this way of dodging accountability. They don't ever really grieve too much of anything that they lost, because they find a way to explain it away in their head. Like if they cheat on you and then you leave them, they might be upset for a little bit, but then in their mind they're like, you know what, whatever, because they were probably cheating themselves, or whatever, because they weren't treating me right anyway. Even if I did cheat on them, I did it for a reason, and if they're gone, then they're just meant to be gone. Like they have this way of being able to avoid accountability and avoid any type of grieving process, because of how they're able to explain things away in their mind. If this is like a parent, this could be like a parent who's like, oh, you know, that child is just ungrateful. Oh, they want to go no contact and not talk to me. They're just an ungrateful child. And I know that I was a good parent, and they kind of dodge accountability in that way. Ooh, this is making my crown chakra hurt a little bit. Okay, sorry, I had to pause for a minute. It was just too much energy coming through my crown. So for this type of person, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if they're the person who you want vengeance on, or you want some type of, like, you would want to see them get their karma, because they don't really seem to be sorry for the things that they've done, and they seem to have an arrogance to them as well. With the Six of Cups card being here, though, I feel like we're now tapped into like what's going on with them deep down inside internally, which I feel like for this series we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of, like, with your outside energy, looking deeper into them and trying to understand them on a deeper level, not so that they can be absolved of any type of responsibility, not so that we can feel bad for them, but more so for us to kind of shift the way that we see them, and therefore that can kind of shift our energetic connection with them. Because for me in the past, like when I've dealt with narcissists and things of that sort, what will happen is that my guides will show me something terrible that happened to the narcissist in their childhood, and it would give me an understanding of why they're so ruthless and terrible the way that they are, and it would help me to kind of break this cycle that I had with them by coming from a place of understanding, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening in this series, and I already feel with this Six of Cups card, we're about to tap into something that happened to them in their past, that made them this way. So let's pull one more. Queen of Swords. Three of Swords. Okay, this does not shock me. Generational curse for sure. Queen of Swords, Emperor card, Three of Swords in the reverse. So this energy of being narcissistic, cold, arrogant, not taking responsibility, not taking accountability, this is something that has been passed down through their bloodline for generations after generation. This is like something that their mother has experienced, their mother's mother, or their mother's father. Like, this is a generational curse of like narcissism, of just not being able to have empathy. I feel like this is a mother figure in this person's life. The Queen of Swords is coming out. This is like a mother figure that's very cold. There's no nurturing energy that's there. They never learned how to be nurturing because they were never nurtured. All they know how to do is to dodge accountability because they don't know how to self-soothe. All they know how to do is be arrogant and narcissistic because they don't know how to self-soothe. They don't have much empathy for other people or for themselves because they never received that. And some of you might be thinking, oh, well, I never received it either. And I still have empathy. Well, that's just not how it turned out for this person. They turned out to be the opposite. For you, it may have been that you developed too much empathy, where you are like very open, very accepting, very forgiving, like sometimes to a fault. And for them, it turned out to be the exact opposite. They don't have much of any of that. They're completely suppressed when it comes to having empathy. They wouldn't even know what to do with empathy, because with empathy comes a certain level of self-awareness and self-reflection, right? Like, think about yourself. When you have empathy, right? When you hurt someone or when you see someone hurt, you feel it yourself as if you are going through it. And you have to find a way to then make yourself feel better, right? Self-soothe, or, practice self-care, self-compassion, or you might turn to friends and things like that. They would have no clue how to deal with that. If they were suddenly put in your shoes where they had to feel other people's pain or address the ways in which they've hurt other people, they would completely drown and they would completely break mentally and psychologically. They have no clue how to self-soothe whatsoever. And so this narcissism, this arrogance, this mask, it's like a defense mechanism for them is what I'm seeing. And again, this is something that has been passed down over and over again. And it's a shame because if they are a parent, or if they're going to become a parent, this is the type of parent that they would be. They would be a cold, closed off type of parent. So if this was a romantic partner that you were with in the past, your future with this person would not have been bright whatsoever, because they would have continued to be arrogant and closed down. And if you were to have children with them, they would behave that way towards your child. That's like a specific message for some of you. I know that that's not the scenario for all of you, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. It's like just cold, heart chakra blockage, cold, does not have the ability to self-soothe, does not have the ability to experience empathy, would psychologically crack and break if they did experience it. Let me pull one more, then we're going to get into the extended. And again, this does not excuse them, whatever they've done to you. But if this is the person that you want revenge on, the life that they're living is hollow, because they can't connect to their heart space. So they can never fully, like, you could see them from a distance and you could think that they are living the good life. They seem to be fine. They got off scot-free. They're living life. Maybe some are even showing off because of the Leo energy that's here. They could be showing off online or something like that. And no, they're so disconnected from their heart space. No matter what they're experiencing externally, it doesn't hit them in their heart. It doesn't hit them. And Spirit is saying that you are at risk of your heart shutting down like this, which is why you are attracted to this reading. And the top row of the cards about the letting go of the vengeful energy, because Spirit doesn't want you to become this way, where your heart is closed off and you can't enjoy anything good, because that's what this person is like full time. They can't enjoy anything good. Everything that is happening for them in their life, even if it's good things, no, they can't really fully experience it to a depth where they fully enjoy it. It's like they can enjoy it for the moment. It's like when a kid gets like a new toy initially and they enjoy it for the moment, and then the toy gets old and like it gets thrown away in the toy box and they're like, oh, I'm bored with this. Like, there's no lasting joy is what I'm seeing with this person. It's very fleeting. And that's because their heart space is closed off, which is why they may have treated you the way that they treated you, or done the things that they've done to you. So we're going to get more into this person. I'm going to tap into their their higher self and channel some messages through there. And we're going to also look more at your energy and anything else that you may need. Ask your spirit guides if they have anything to say to you regarding these situations. So we're going to finish this in your extended video. The link to that will be in the description box down below, and I will see you guys over on the extended.